What it do, loyal truckers? It's your boy Guttah.Trucker, man. And first and foremost, I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for being a member of this channel or this community of this trucking lifestyle that I'm presenting to y'all, man. I do my best to try to make sure I give y'all as much insight of what goes on out there in the trucking world when it comes down to what I do. You know what I'm saying? Much as possible. I make sure I try to keep it authentic, try to keep it real, and make sure that I give y'all the most detailed, informative parts of the trucking industry that I can from my point of view. So with that being said, I have gotten a lot of questions about what do my pay look like with J.B.Hunt. Now in this video, as y'all can see, it is exclusively for my members. You know what I'm saying? Which means please don't screen record it. Don't do any of that and share it to the rest of the YouTube community. I am doing this strictly for you guys for being loyal truckers. All right. So without further ado, let's get into my pay stud. All right. So I'm only gonna do one pay stud because this is pretty much what my checks look like on a regular. You know what I'm saying? When I get my regular miles throughout the week and it's pretty normal, it's pretty routine. This is what my checks look like. And this is the first check of March. I wanted to give y'all some more recent. Now, if y'all want to see what my biggest check look like and my smallest check look like, we're gonna have to keep working on that. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really experienced the biggest, or I have experienced some low checks for sure, but that was during the ice storm and stuff of that nature. But so I don't really count that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing we could do about that. It had nothing to do with J.B.Hunt. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So, all right, so as y'all can see, this is a check from March 5th. My first check of March, all right? And this was my last check prior to this video, all right? So as y'all can see, my gross pay was $1,823.95. I walked away with $1,535.94. Now, let's get into the breakdown a little bit. All right, so you seeing the earnings from February 22nd to February 28th. When you see hours, like 1 hour and stuff of that nature, the daily base pay, that is like my incentives for like safety conference calls and the safety cones. We be able to put out cones and take pictures of the cones once we park into certain areas. So if you see 1 hour, that means I only had like one either. I want to say that probably was a safety call. We only got to do one safety call per week. One safety call is $75. Two cone pictures is $75. So we get a $150 incentives. And if you show up for work for that whole week, if you're available that whole week, you should get, I want to say like another 150, if I'm not mistaken. Because that was told to me. I haven't seen that yet. I haven't saw that yet. But I remember I got $150 from incentives. They said one of them was for, I got $75 for cone and safety calls, and the other one was for being available. So I'm still working on that, y'all. So we gonna get more into that maybe on the next pay stub, because I'm not seeing it on this one. I'm still kind of confused about it. But that 1 hour is one of the safety incentives. All right, so it's $75 for that. If you go down to drops, right here, drops, you see 4 hours, which is just 4 drops. And we get $40 per drop. Anytime you do a drop, $40. As y'all can see, I did 4 drops of that week, which amounted up to $160. Now, let's go down to the mobile phone stipend, $5.42. I really don't know how that works, so we're going to keep it pushing. Now, rate per mile. Now, this right here is kind of confusing. I had to ask them about it. It made sense when they said it, because then I went back and looked at my check. It made sense, but I still don't. It'll be hard for me to explain to y'all. They will have to explain this to y'all. So as you guys can see, one load, I did 1,696 miles. Now, I get paid 60 cents per mile. That's what I get paid. On this one, it says $49.5, which came up to $839.53. Now, I asked them about that. They said that, which we will get into a little bit soon. I ain't gonna say later, but soon. That goes, the other portion of that goes into my per diem. That's what they told me. Now, listen, it's hard for me to explain that to y'all, but it made sense when they said it because it actually, once you add up the numbers actually came out correct. So it's just hard for me to explain it to y'all, so I'm not even gonna try. Another rate per mile, that was my first load. I only did 2 loads that week. One load was going to Texas, and I think the other load was to Kentucky, but I had to do extra, I had to do a back haul, so I had to do an extra drop. Now, the second load was, no, I'm tripping. I'm sorry. The first load was to Texas, and I had to do a extra drop. The second load, the one that y'all looking at now, the 1,240, that was Shreveport. It was a little bit over like 600 miles there and back. As y'all can see on this one, it says 60 cents at the rate. Rate per mile was 60 cents. But you remember the last one said 49.5. Once again, I don't know how it works, but the numbers do add up. That amounted up to $744. Now, the absent plan. Every check you get 1.5 hours goes towards like your PTO. So right now I have 16 hours and a half of PTO going into my absent plan. So keep it pushing. Now, let's get into the reimbursement. Now, this is what I'm talking about. The reimbursement, the per diem rate per mile, I got $161 back. Now, that goes into the how they explained it was like, and if y'all know more about it, please drop below in the comments. I'm still learning. It like goes into like what goes on out down the road. Like they kind of like reimburse me on like if I gotta buy food, using my phone, anything of that nature, and sleeping in the truck, whatever I gotta do when I'm out down the road, they kind of like reimburse us, give us a little bit of incentives on us being out down the road as far as like food, comfort. I had to stay in a hotel. One of these trips I had to stay in a hotel. So I got reimbursed $161. And with that $161, that kind of went towards that rate per mile. The one y'all saw that was 49.5. It goes toward that as well. Once again, it's hard for me to explain. Please, 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 don't hold that against me. I'm trying my best. Now, the deduction, 401k, dental, medical, tobacco, I've been trying to get that off. I don't know how this still on there. Vision, voluntary accident, voluntary critical, voluntary identity, all that is in my deduction. Now let's get into the taxes. The OA SDI, I don't know what that stands for, but that's 110. Medicare, 25. Federal, 209.99, basically 210. As y'all can see, my take home was $1,535.94. That's not a bad check for 1 week, 2 loads. Not to me. I don't know what y'all look for in a pay per week with trucking, but to me, that's not bad. Now, there are opportunities for me to make well over $2,000, to gross well over $2,000. A lot of times when I get home from a load, I be tired, and the opportunity be on the table, I just turn them down because I be want to go home and get some rest. All right, so with that being said, I'm not gonna hold the video too much longer, but with that being said, I hope this video was very informative. Like I said, the more that we do this, the more information I'll be able to get out to y'all. But this is my video on explaining my pay stud. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about it. Do y'all think it's a good check, bad check as a company driver? How much do you make? How much do you bring home? If you don't mind sharing. Once again, please do not screen record this video and post it on YouTube. That will go against anything that stands for being a member. You guys will really be cheating yourself. This is for y'all and y'all only. All right? So if you out there on that road, please stay safe, stay prayed up. I'm your boy, Guttah.Trucker, and I'll see y'all in the next video, man.